to Ray Gonzales to talk about a topic, again, very timely, very relevant. Ray, we're really excited to just take notes. And so thank you for being on, and take it away.
Thank you so much, Graham. Lots of great information there. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. My name is Ray Gonzales. I'm an executive director in BNI Ventura County. This is my 20th year in BNI, and I'm so excited to share some info with you, because no matter if I was a member, leadership team, then I was a director consultant, and now an executive director. Next slide, please. I have realized that it's all about what this quote says. It says, I've learned that people will forget what you said, what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And no matter what I'm doing in BNI, I want to make sure people feel welcome. They feel the energy, they feel the love, they feel wanted. You know, it's all about how you make them feel. So I want to share about how to really enhance that visitor experience, knowing this quote is so important. Let's go to the next one. I'm giving you this graphic because I really feel myself that after 20 years of doing this, I'm a business professional matchmaker. People are looking for things all the time. They're looking for love, and they swipe right, swipe left. They are also looking for business. They're looking for a way to connect, right? And so my goal as their matchmaker is let's take a quality professional and let's match them with a quality team of professionals. And hopefully some chemistry comes together, and they really like and trust each other and get to know each other, and they want to do business together, right? So that's what I'm trying to do. And when I'm trying to meet them, yeah, let's go ahead and go to the next slide. So I see the visitor experience as not just when they go walk in to the meeting. Please show all three stages. Yes, it's not just when they go. It's the pre-party, the before, it's the during, and it's the after. It's all of that. And it's how you make them feel in that whole experience. So what the three stages are, and I'll stay on this slide for a little bit, the invitation stage. I call it the concierge stage. I am building a relationship with this person. I'm getting to know them and what's better, you know, the preferences they have, but I really want to get to know them as a business professional, ask them lots of questions. Let's get to know each other, and let's set up a great invite. And I feel like as an executive director, and even when I was just a member, that the more invitations, hey, the more visitations, right? And if we can get them to visit twice, man, we almost have like a relationship really going on. Right? So the visit has to be filled. And I've polled so many people in the 20 years, and I've asked them this question: why did you choose this group? I love the energy, and I love how they made me feel welcome. I heard that so many times. I'm like, what else can we do to pump those two up? Because that is what all of them are telling me, right? So when I'm walking in as an executive and I'm visiting my teams, I want to make sure what I joined today, is there enough energy here? Are they making people feel welcome? I'm looking for that. I'm wanting to feel that. And I want to give that as a message back to them as constructive feedback. You know, I want to let them know what they did right, start with something positive, but I will say, hey, why don't we tweak this? Why don't you guys come a little earlier? Why don't you do this to enhance the energy, enhance the welcoming factors? And then they got to understand that hope is not a strategy. Just because somebody got invited and they visit doesn't mean they're coming back. We need to follow up, just like it with our own businesses, right, guys? So the fortune is definitely in the follow-up. And I want to give you some things about how I do that, not just myself, but the whole region, to really follow up with the next visitor. And this has to be repeated twice if you really want them to be a part of our community. So let's go ahead and go to the next screen. Thank you for sharing our core values, because I really feel that if the guests, the visitors need to feel that we're building relationships with them from day one, even before they even show up. So if they're feeling like I really want to get to know them and what's important to them, they're going to want to already be a part of this. I had you at hello. Does that make sense? So let's go ahead and go to the next slide. Yes, this is my first stage with working with a business owner. I usually get referred, like just this week, I think it was 2 days ago, one of my realtors said, Ray, I just met this awesome person at Chamber. I wish I could invite them to my team. We already have solar, but I think they'd be a great fit for the community. And I'm like, wonderful. What's their name? What's their number? I'd love to get to know them, right? So I called the person. I said, you come highly recommended by a realtor that, please keep on. Yeah, stay right here, please, for me. I was telling them that they come highly recommended by a realtor in this one city, and they saw their presentation, and I wanted to introduce myself because they don't know me worth Adam. So I wanted to explain who I was, and I explained how I got their information. But I don't want to jump to an invitation. That'd be strange. That'd be weird. So I want to get to know them. I ask them questions about their business. What kind of questions would you ask? I ask, hey, how long have you been doing this? Tell me about your business. What separates you from the competition? And what's your territory? How far do you go? I get them talking about their business. Who doesn't love talking about their business, right? So it has to start with that. It's that building a relationship. We're getting to know each other. I'm also trying to find common interests, like in the gains exchange with them, because that'll spark a relationship too when I'm doing that. And then when I continue on, I go, I know a group of professionals looking for a solar person like you. And I want to ask you, what are your preferred days and times? Right? They all have preferences. What's the best for them? Hey, I have some teams that meet in person or via Zoom. What's better for you? I'm getting more in-person requests than ever before. How about you if you ask that question? And then I try to find out if there's, because the county's pretty large, which side of the county, is there a preference for that? If your region is really large, ask them that. Hey, well, I prefer if it's this side or this side. And then now you can narrow it down. Now I can give them 2 or 3 quality choices, and I provide options. I said, I have one that meets here. You said in person and this area, there's a time, it's a match. It's a matchmaking process. And I would love to register, have you visit, and so they can meet you. That'd be awesome. And they usually say yes, because it is fitting to their preferences. So I feel that this is a concierge stage of me. I am like that concierge at the hotel. I am going to find the right restaurant for you where you want to go. I'm going to find the right business professional meeting for you. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next stage. So now that I already know all their preferences and they answered the question, because they told me which day is the best for them, and I go, would this Wednesday or next Wednesday work better for you? They usually answer the questions. I'm going to use BNI Connect app myself, or I even obviously going to train my region how to do this as well. And we're going to use the app. Let's use the tools that BNI has. Let's go to the next screen. So it's so simple to use this tool. If you don't know it at all, you want to open it up. You want to click simply on visitors. And my favorite option that shows up is on the bottom right. It says register. Be the concierge for them and register them. They don't know what to do. You could send them the invite and try and have them do it. But if you ask enough questions, they already told you when and where. Why don't you just go ahead and register them to visit? And then this is what happens next. They're going to start to get an email. Let's go look at this next slide. They're going to get an email. You've been registered. And I even ask them in the moment, did you receive an email that you've been registered? Because what if I messed up on the email address? I want to make sure they receive it. I love that BNI sends a video. I love the new video, Graham. It's an amazing video, but I might send that as well. But I love that right back behind that, comes a video about what to expect. And I love that they get an email reminder a day or two before to show up. Now, this is all fantastic, and it's all part of that pre-party stuff. And I want to make sure that I give them a friendly reminder too, or my team does. Hey, we're looking forward to meeting you, to introducing you to the team. It's just always good to have your own follow-up on top of the BNI follow-up, right? Let's go to the next slide. So this is what I really like to do in building relationships up front in that pre-party. So let me see if I can get one of the leadership team on the phone right now. I usually just try for the president. And I want to introduce them before they even show, before they just barely got that registration email. And this is my building relationships bonus. Now they get a chance to meet one of the leaders over the phone, engage with them. And if that person didn't answer or the next one didn't answer, it's okay. Because I say, look, I'm gonna leave a message. I'm gonna ask them to call you later. That way they can connect and talk, get to know each other. So they already know at least one or two people before they even go in on day one. And this is part of really that I had you at hello experience. All right, let's go to the next screen. So at the meeting, definitely for a successful visit, like I shared earlier, it's got to be filled with energy and a welcoming factor. And you got to look for that if you're a coach in BNI, if you're an executive or a director consultant. And part of that is just the team arriving early. One of the easiest tweaks I can give a team is, what time are you showing up? Are you ready to receive your guests? Because if you guys are not showing up on time, there's going to be crickets, whether it's Zoom or in a room, like, where is everybody? That's not a good experience. They got to be ready to receive and welcome them. And let's show that we were expecting by having a pre-printed name badge for them. That'd be fantastic. I've had people say, wow, my name. Yeah, it's part of that. We have you at hello experience. And visitor hosts, definitely there has to be a strategy to this, that they're going to introduce them, like that video said, to other people in the meeting. In my largest chapter, I have visitor host zones. We have 4 zones. One zone to the next zone, to the next zone, to the next zone. It's like almost like a warm handoff. And the visitor hosts know, I'm going to introduce them to a few people here. The next visitor host, I'm going to hand you to here. We're going to introduce you to more here. They have no idea, but they're going to get introduced to a lot of people so they feel welcomed, right? It's how you make them feel. And then the visitor orientation is definitely loaded with lots of benefits, and let's invite them to lock out their competition and also invite them definitely to visit a second time. It's all about the second visit. Let's go to the next screen. And this is where hope is not a strategy. Jim Rohn said the fortune is in the follow-up, right? So same in BNI. What are we saying when we follow up? Definitely want to thank them for visiting. And it's not just one of us, me, myself, and I is great, but what about the leadership team? What about a couple of the visitor hosts? Linda and Sean McCarthy always told me as my executive directors, wouldn't it be great if more than one person calls? Yes, it is great, because they feel like, wow, look at this follow-up from this team. They feel wanted. They want them to be a part of it. They want them back. So I get involved in that. I check in too. Hey, how was your visit? If I was their concierge, why not I check in as well? How was your visit or visits that they visited a couple chapters? And then I could get their response and find out. And another thing we do with the tools of BNI is get right back into BNI Connect Global, and we make sure to mark their attendance, because I love what BNI does for us. It sends them a thank you message and invites them also to take the next step, right? And it also invites them to kind of come back again for another look. But I want to verbally say the same thing. Hey, we'd love to register you for your second visit. How does that sound? And we also invite you to lock out your competition. This is how easy it is. And we walk them through the steps, right? So it's got to be upfront, easy. We're not trying to be sharky about it. We're just trying to be guides like at Disneyland. It's, where's the Pirates of the Caribbean? It's right over here. So we're going to just guide them through the journey so they could be a part of this great organization. So I know I'm getting to the end of my thing, but I want to give you 2 power tips when it comes to all of this. Hey, you got to check in with people. Sometimes they miss a meeting. So if they can't make a meeting or they miss one, you want to flow with that and say, hey, why don't we reschedule you? Which days are better for you? You got to be checking in with them because they might have missed it. It just happened last week. I missed this one on the Friday. It's okay. Which Friday? Can you come this Friday or this other Friday? And I reschedule it, go right back into the portal and change the date. And they get another email, and it starts the whole journey to visit that chapter all over again. So that one's a great tip. And I use this process, guys, as a way to also launch new chapters, because I tell my region, I'm looking, my best referral is a realtor, a mortgage rep, financial advisor, because it's hard for them to get in BNI. And I want to use this process to visit a showcase chapter to experience BNI. And then I want to talk to them after that, because if they really want it, I want to guide them on the process to even launch their own. So I use this in the same way for that too. So I want to end with the same quote I started with. Remember, it doesn't matter what you say or what you did. It's really how you made them feel from start, the middle, the end. And people, if you make them feel like a star, they'll want to be a part of BNI for sure. Thank you very much.
Ray, awesome job.